A very good morning. It's just past 8, the 17th April morning, and we're back again with breakfast news. I am Anil Thomas. Over the next 1 hour, we'll take you through the major happenings across India and the globe from the field of politics, business and sports. Also, a regular segment on health and Good News India. Our top focus over the day, elections picking up pace with leaders campaigning in many parts of the country for the third phase, while seats from the second phase on Thursday, one getting postponed and the other getting cancelled. Also, Cristiano Ronaldo's Juventus getting knocked out by Ajax in the UEFA Champions League. Loads of live inputs from our team of correspondents in the next 60 minutes. But first up this Wednesday morning, the headlines we are tracking this hour. Electioneering gains momentum for the third phase of Lok Sabha elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address a rally in Sholapur in Maharashtra, also to address 3 rallies in Gujarat. BJP President Amit Shah to address public meetings in Dhenkanal and Narsinghpur in Odisha, also to hold a roadshow in Cuttack. Congress President Rahul Gandhi to campaign in Wayanad in Kerala. CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri also to address public meetings in Kerala. Curtains come down on campaigning for the second phase of Lok Sabha polls. 95 constituencies spread over 11 states and 1 union territory will go to polls in this phase on Thursday. Election Commission cancels Lok Sabha polls for Vellore parliamentary constituency in Tamil Nadu. Decision taken after a huge amount of cash was allegedly used to influence voters. Polls to Tripura East parliamentary constituency postponed to April 23rd due to prevailing law and order situation. Both BJP and Congress knock on Election Commission's door. BJP complains against controversial statements made by Rahul Gandhi and Navjot Singh Sidhu, while the Congress lodges complaints over statements made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah and other BJP leaders. BJP seeks reconsideration on the gag order against Yogi Adityanath. Civil Aviation Ministry reviews the Jet Airways crisis. Airlines agree to use lower price buckets for selling tickets in order to keep fares within reasonable limits. 40 high-density airline routes are being monitored. In international news, massive thunderstorms slashed several parts of Pakistan, including Punjab and Sindh provinces, killing at least 39 people and injuring 135 others. In sports, in IPL, Punjab defeat Rajasthan by 12 runs. R. Ashwin named man of the match as he stars in Punjab, jumping to the 4th spot in the points table to keep their semi-final hopes alive. And in the UEFA Champions League, Ajax stunned title contenders Juventus by winning the return leg 2-1 to storm into the semi-finals, while Barcelona win 4-0 on aggregate over Manchester United to reach the last 4 stage. Well, now for the stories in detail. Electioneering is gaining momentum for the remaining phases of Lok Sabha polls. Leaders of all political parties are making all efforts to garner support in favor of their candidates. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will campaign in Maharashtra and Gujarat today. The Prime Minister will address a poll rally in Akluj in Maharashtra. He will also address 3 rallies in Himmatnagar, Surendranagar and Anand in Gujarat. BJP President Amit Shah will be in Odisha today to garner support for his party in the upcoming phases of Lok Sabha polls. He will address public meetings in Dhenkanal and Narsinghpur. The BJP President will also hold a roadshow in Cuttack later in the day. Congress President Rahul Gandhi will campaign in Kerala today. He will hold several public meetings in Wayanad, Kozhikode, Palakkad and Vandoor during the day. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will launch her election campaign in Gujarat by offering prayers at the Ambaji Temple in Banaskantha. Well, for more inputs from down south, Ravi Dimana, correspondent tracking Kerala for us, joins us this morning on Breakfast News. Ravi, good morning. A welcome cheer to see you here on Breakfast News. Ravi, first things, how do you see the political battle panning out in the state of Kerala?
Good morning, Tom. Anil, as you said, the political battle in Kerala is, I think, standing at an interesting intersection. It has always been a two-way battle in Kerala between the LDF led by CPM and the UDF led by Congress. This time around, in the general elections, we see a subdued presence in some seats, but a larger presence of BJP in many seats. And many factors related to the state have brought BJP to the fore, and it is really in competition in many seats here. As the campaign by both BJP and the Congress suggests, both of them are harping on local issues to ensure that the votes that are with them stay with them and don't sway away to the other group, the other camp. And both Rahul Gandhi and BJP President Amit Shah yesterday in their rallies in Kerala gave a reference to the issue which has been in the limelight, which has been grabbing headlines in the state, and that is the Sabarimala issue. Rahul Gandhi also said that we will defend the faith, while the BJP President also said the same, although the tone and tenor were a little bit different in both these cases.
Ravi, also give us a sense of how difficult it is for, the candidates to campaign in these elections, considering that, there is a heat wave in Kerala and the temperatures are soaring, in that 40 degrees Celsius mark. So, how difficult or, how compelled are politicians or candidates to change their, their campaign strategy in these elections?
Well, you're right, Anil. This part of India, it's nearer to the equator, and the heat is searing here. Even though it's a coastal state, but still, there is no escape from the heat. The sun directly beats upon you in the afternoon, and that is why, wherever I went in this state covering the campaigning, the candidates also know that it is rather futile to venture out in the blaring sun and try and contact people. It is going to be counterproductive. So many candidates and many parties have decided not to campaign during the afternoon hours, when there is a warning also by the Disaster Management Authority that people should stay indoors between 11 and 3. So most of the candidates take a break, take an afternoon break, take an afternoon siesta, as we say. They campaign up to 12 o'clock or 12:30 maximum, and then they take a lunch break, an extended lunch break, and then again start their campaigning by 3:30, because it is very difficult to campaign in this heat. There have been many cases, not only of sunstroke but also of sunburns, and there have been deaths reported from all over the state also. So the candidates are also, they also know the fact that people won't be venturing out during the day, and if they do try to campaign, that is going to be rather counterproductive.
Okay, Ravi, a quick word on, Nota being used. In the last elections in 2014, you had close to around 2 lakh people who had pressed the Nota button. This time around, are the candidates in the fray, able to make people understand that, about the plus and minus that each one holds?
Yeah, but they have been campaigned by the Election Commission. They have been campaigned from the district authorities also, wherever we've gone, to make people understand the importance of voting. As far as Nota is concerned, the political parties have been trying to impress people that they should vote for them and not give the vote to Nota, as that will not be a big factor in determining their representative in the Lok Sabha. But there are many issues like we find in many states, developmental issues where the villagers have been trying to see the development light come to their small hamlets with no success for many years. They have threatened that they will not vote. Mostly these areas are in the tribal belt of Kerala, in the Idukki district or even in the Wayanad district where Rahul Gandhi is contesting. Disenchanted by the democratic process, they have said that they might not vote, or they might go in for nota this time, as they don't find any suitable candidate for themselves. So this is a problem that all the political parties together they have to confront and somehow try and secure the votes of the people. But if they do vote, the people do go in for nota. It's a democratic process. It's their choice.
One quick word before I let you go. You know, Rahul Gandhi is making his debut from South India, and yesterday we also saw the BJP President Amit Shah coming to Thrissur to address a public rally. How much of a resonance is it making there on ground zero? You know, Rahul Gandhi coming down south to fight election. Also, you know, the BJP making inroads into that southern state where they didn't have a single seat in the last election.
Yeah, Anil, you have said it right. This is one big change in Kerala politics this time around. First thing is that Rahul Gandhi is contesting from Wayanad. It's a largely tribal seat, but it is a part of 20 seats that belong to Kerala, and that has a cascading spiral ripple effect all through the state. The Congress cadres are now claiming that they will have more seats because of this, as the people of Kerala will know that Congress president is contesting from Kerala. The Congress cadres are also hopeful of a good show. It will have a effect on the neighboring seats in and around Wayanad also. And the BJP is also hopeful that this time around it will be able to open its innings in Kerala by winning a Lok Sabha seat.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you and appreciate your joining us this morning with those updates there on Breakfast News. Remember, Kerala goes to the polls in one single phase. 20 seats going for polls on April 23rd, while the counting of votes will take place on May 23rd. We'll leave it there. Moving ahead, but staying with elections, CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury will address multiple rallies in Idukki, Chalakudi and Thrissur in Kerala today. It's all set now for voting during the second phase of the general elections on Thursday. The din of the campaigning has been silenced. The fate of over 1,600 candidates will be decided on 95 Lok Sabha seats in 11 states and 1 union territory. The states and union territories going to the poll in this phase are Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur and Puducherry. Several VVIP candidates, including former Prime Minister Deva Gowda and Union Ministers such as Sadanand Gowda and Jitendra Singh, are in the fray. Campaigning has also entered for the second phase of assembly polls in Odisha. 35 assembly constituencies in the state will go to polls on Thursday. Well, for more on the news from southern India, we've got Abhishek Jha joining us from Tamil Nadu on the poll preparation there. Abhishek, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast News. Abhishek, how do you look at the preparations there for the elections in Tamil Nadu? You know, people are going to cast their franchise tomorrow.
Anil, preparations are very much on, but the biggest threat has been in Tamil Nadu is the money trail, the bad money trail that has always plagued this state whenever the election comes, be it assembly election, any by-polls or any parliamentary elections. This time also we have seen that Vellore constituency will not go to poll on tomorrow, when whole Tamil Nadu will be voting for 38 seats. 39 seats are there, 1 seat less, 38 seats. And also only IT officials were such the house of MP probing some sort of discrepancies or some sort of money trail that they had any information about. So in Tamil Nadu, it has been a practice which has kept intelligence officers, revenue officers and polling officials all on their tenterhooks. Other than that, the campaign was very exhaustive. It has been a very scorching summer. This summer has just begun, but still the sun is very up in the sky, and these bright days have been very much tough for polling campaigning. As Ravi was also telling, there has been extended breaks during the campaigns where candidates would take a rest, long rest, and they decide on how to go about during the evening. And the polling campaign schedule was from early morning especially, and during late evening, and during daytime there has been breaks. So this scorching heat might play some sort of discouraging element while people will be going for voting.
but officials were telling us that they have arranged many facilities to ensure that those who come to booth will have a very peaceful and very nice stay there.
Okay.
There have been basic arrangements for.
Okay, we seems to have developed some technical issues there with that audio of Abhishek Jha. Remember, this is the first time in Lok Sabha polls to a constituency that an election has been cancelled due to alleged use of cash for bribing voters. You know, well, was all scheduled to go for voting tomorrow. That's in the second phase, but now this particular elections has been cancelled at this point of time for Velo. We'll get you more updates on that story. Meanwhile, now let's shift focus to Northeast. The Election Commission has postponed polling in Tripura East till April 23rd, citing law and order situation. Tripura East is a reserved constituency for scheduled tribes. The seat has 30 assembly sections under it. The date has been deferred from April 18th to April 23rd due to adverse reports on law and order.
कमीशन ने डिसाइड किया है कि ये जो 2 त्रिपुरा ईस्ट एसटी पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी का जो वोटिंग 18 तारीख को होना है उसको डिफ़र करके 23 तारीख को यही वोटिंग होगा। हम लोग इस 5 दिन में अपना और सिक्योरिटी का पेट्रोलिंग वगैरह करेंगे और कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग मेजर्स और हम लोग और बढ़ाएंगे ये 5 दिनों में।
Well, for more inputs there from Tripura, from Mombasa, our correspondent Urmilesh Bhatt joins us this morning. Urmilesh, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast News. Urmilesh, how do you look at it there on ground zero? A law and order situation has been the reason why that particular election scheduled for Thursday has been deferred to April 23rd. What's the sense that you get there from ground zero? Are things improving in terms of law and order situation?
जी अनिल, अगर इस समय त्रिपुरा जो ईस्ट की सीट है, इस सीट की अगर बात करें हम लोग, तो यहाँ पे जो है कल मतदान होना था 18 तारीख को, लेकिन निर्वाचन आयोग ने जो है कल शाम को जो है यानी 16 तारीख को जो है शाम को मीटिंग की और यहाँ के पूरा जायजा लिया सुरक्षा का। तो कहीं ना कहीं उनको लगा कि सुरक्षा के पुख्ता इंतजाम में कुछ ना कुछ कमी है, तो उन्होंने जो है 18 तारीख के बजाय जो है इस सीट पे जो है 23 तारीख को जो है मतदान कराने का फैसला किया। दूसरी बात जो है इस पूरे उसमें जो है निर्वाचन आयोग बिल्कुल नहीं चाहता था, चुनाव अधिकारी बिल्कुल नहीं चाहते थे कि किसी भी प्रकार की सुरक्षा को लेकर कोई जो है कोताही बरती जाए। लिहाजा जो है उन्होंने यहाँ पे दिन की पेट्रोलिंग, रात की पेट्रोलिंग के अलावा भी पुलिस गश्त बढ़ा दी थी और लोगों के बीच में लगातार संवाद किया था कि मतदान किस तरीके से स्वस्थ तरीके से वो लोग निडर होकर के जो है मतदान देने आए। तो ये पूरे सुरक्षा को देखते हुए उन्होंने जो है 18 तारीख के बजाय 23 तारीख को मतदान करने का फैसला किया। अनिल,
उर्मिलेश, आपको क्या लगता है, क्योंकि जब 11 अप्रैल को जो त्रिपुरा वेस्ट सीट की जो वोट कास्टिंग हुई थी वहां भी जो पार्टीज थी उन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा कंप्लेंट्स इलेक्शन कमीशन के सामने ले गए थे, क्या एक वजह थी कि मतलब 18 तारीख की इलेक्शंस पर मतलब इतना ज्यादा सावधान हो गई इलेक्शन कमीशन?
जी अनिल, बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा। ये सीपीएम ने थोड़ा सा आपत्ति जताई थी कि यहाँ पे छुटपुट जगह पे कहीं ना कहीं जो है कुछ दिक्कतें हुई है, तो उसके लेकर निर्वाचन आयोग बहुत सतर्क था। वो नहीं चाहता था कि किसी भी प्रकार की कोई शिकायत आए मतदान को लेकर के। तो उन्होंने क्या किया कि कल शाम को जो है मीटिंग बुलाई, पूरा सुरक्षा का जायजा लिया और जायजा लेने के बाद जो है ये तय किया कि 18 तारीख के बजाय जो है मतदान 23 तारीख को हो। अनिल, एक सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि यहाँ पे 19 प्रकार की जनजातीय लोग रहते हैं, जिसमें कि त्रिपुरी कास्ट सबसे ज़्यादा, त्रिपुरी के जो लोग हैं जनजातीय लोगों हैं उस समाज से जो है 7 लोग चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। उसके अलावा जो है चकमा है, उससे एक आदमी चुनाव लड़ रहा है, हलाम जो जाति है उससे जो है 1 लड़ रहा है, जमातिया से 1 लड़ रहा है। कुल वोटर यहाँ पे 12,61,000 के आसपास है। तो लिहाजा चुनाव आयोग जो है इस पूरी तरीके से जो है अपने आप को जो है तैयार करना चाहता है सुरक्षा को लेकर, खासकर कि कोई कोताही न बरती जाए, किसी प्रकार की कोई ढिलाई न हो और किसी को शिकायत का मौका न मिले। अनिल,
Okay, Urmilesh, thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning with those inputs there from Tripura. Remember, there are 2 seats, 2 Lok Sabha seats that come from Tripura, Tripura East and Tripura West. Tripura West went to polls on April 11th. The Tripura East seat was scheduled to go to polls on April 18th. That has now been postponed to April 23rd. Moving ahead, both the BJP and Congress knocked on Election Commission's door. BJP complained against controversial statements made by Rahul Gandhi and Navjot Singh Sidhu and has demanded action against them for violating the Model Code of Conduct. BJP also sought reconsideration of the gag order against Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
हमने ये आग्रह किया है कि राहुल गांधी का आचरण मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट का सीधा उल्लंघन है, जिसमें कहा गया है कि आप नीतियों की पास्ट रिकॉर्ड की आलोचना करिए, लेकिन कभी भी आप अनवेरिफाइड एलिगेशन अर्थात बिना सबूत के आरोप मत लगाइए। और राहुल गांधी चौकीदार चोर जो बेशर्मी के साथ देश भर में कह रहे हैं, झूठ पर झूठ बोले जा रहे हैं, तो इनके खिलाफ जबरदस्त कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। जब उन्होंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट के भी आदेश को एक प्रकार से तोड़-मोड़ प्रस्तुत किया है।
Meanwhile, a delegation led by senior Congress leader Abhishek Manu Singhvi also met the Election Commission in New Delhi and demanded action against some BJP leaders for their alleged violation of Model Code of Conduct.
सिद्धांत अब स्थापित हो गया है चुनाव आयोग के एक ऑर्डर द्वारा, कल वाले ऑर्डर द्वारा। जब सिद्धांत स्थापित हो गया है तो आपने अभी तक एक्शन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री और माननीय सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी के माननीय अध्यक्ष के विरुद्ध क्यों नहीं लिया है? सिद्धांत सबके लिए सर्वोपरि है, कानून सबके लिए बराबर है, आप कितने भी ऊंचे हो, और ये आवश्यक है कि तुरंत विशेष रूप से अमित शाह जी को रोका जाए कैंपेन से, क्योंकि जो उन्होंने वक्तव्य दिए हैं वो भद्दे हैं, ऋणात्मक हैं और एमसीसी का उल्लंघन है।
The Income Tax Department raided the house of DMK leader Kanimuri in Tamil Nadu's Thoothukudi on Tuesday evening. Kanimuri is DMK's candidate from Thoothukudi in the Lok Sabha elections. The capital city of Kerala is witnessing an intense political battle in these elections. The sitting MP of Congress, Shashi Tharoor, is battling anti-incumbency. The BJP, which came a close second last time, and the left front have both changed their candidates. The echo of many events of the recent past are audible in the campaigning, and the field is apparently wide open. Let's take a look at this report.
BJP challenger to Shashi Tharoor in Thiruvananthapuram, K. Rajashekaran, is busy meeting the voters in their homes and on the street. Rajashekaran, who quit as governor to be party's candidate, is sure that the winds of change are blowing in Thiruvananthapuram, and they are blowing his way.
One is anti-incumbency factor of the state government. State government has done nothing for the welfare of the well-being of the general public here. No development, no such action for the progress of the people. So the people are all worried about, and also they are much protest.
CPI candidate C. Divakaran also feels the same. He thinks that the chances of left front are best considering the changed scenario following the recent incident like floods last year. While Congress candidate and sitting MP Shashi Tharoor thinks that his work for the constituency will speak for itself.
BJP is not at all a problem for this constituency. They are having some pockets here and there, nothing else. But with the support of the Congress, here in this constituency, there is a combination is there, a holy alliance between BJP and Congress against the LDF, Left and Democratic Force. And we are very aware about that unholy relations.
Mr. Tharoor, how is the campaign going on right now?
Going very well, as you can see from the enthusiasm around. I think we are ahead. We're going to win with a bigger majority than last time.
Thiruvananthapuram is the seat that has been in the news every election. The BJP has slowly made inroads in the seat, and the party came a close second in 2014 elections, relegating the left to the third spot. With left is in power in the state and Congress MP as incumbent, the seat is all set for a humdinger.
In recent past, socio and political developments have made these elections not only interesting but also full of suspense. And when the results are announced, it is highly anticipated that the margin of victory will be very less percentage-wise like it was in 2014. With camera person Henry, Ravi Dhiman, DD News, Trivandrum, Kerala.
I look at business stories now. Crisis continued to deepen at cash-strapped Jet Airways on Tuesday as the airlines flew just 5 planes and the management made desperate attempts to garner emergency funds worth 400 crores to stay afloat, even as the lenders remain undecided on extending the lifeline. While the meeting of the ailing airlines board in Mumbai remained inconclusive, officials at the lenders and the government maintain that the efforts are on to revive the carrier. Meanwhile, a meeting of the Civil Aviation Ministry was held to review the issues related to Jet Airways, including the rise of airfares. The Civil Aviation Ministry in a tweet said that the airlines agreed to use lower price buckets for selling tickets in order to keep fares within reasonable limits. Well, stock markets, meanwhile, witnessed a record-breaking blockbuster session on Tuesday. Benchmark Sensex and Nifty on Tuesday closed at record highs, led by gains in banking stocks and IT heavyweight TCS. The Sensex rose as much as 458 points intraday to 39,364 before ending at 39,276 points, up to 370 points. Nifty, meanwhile, which hit a fresh high of 11,811 intraday, settled 0.83% higher at 11,787 points. Well, to get a perspective of what's going in the markets, in the stock markets, we've got Arun Sharma joining us this morning. Arun, what are the reasons that you see all-time high markets, markets surging? What are the reasons that you see for the markets to move, having this kind of a bull run?
Well, that's right, Anil. If you look at the reasons, there are a couple of reasons. I mean, primarily there are four reasons. But let me first of all tell you this, Anil, that this month of April has been fantastic with respect to the stock markets. On 1st of April in this month, we have seen the stock market creating a record high. And again, that means yesterday, stock market again breaking their own records. That's yesterday. So April has been fantastic as far as stock markets are concerned. So there are four primary reasons why the stock markets are witnessing rally. Number one is that after the forecast of the monsoon by the IMD, the Met Department, it clearly indicates that there will be a better monsoon, a good monsoon this time. So that's something giving some kind of relief to the markets, and that's why we witnessed the rally in the markets. Second important part is that the stock markets are anticipating that there will be a firm and stable government post-elections this time as well. So in that anticipation, the reforms will continue, and therefore the stock markets again witness this rally, and we are now inching towards the 40,000 level. Third important part is the corporate results. Now, on Monday, the TCS, that's the IT major company, TCS, posted better than expected results, and therefore we saw entire IT pack witnessing the great run in the stock markets, and it is expected now that the corporate season of this, the quarterly results of this season will be very much better this time also. So in that anticipation, the stock markets primarily, giving a good kind of results after the corporate results announcement by the TCS. Fourth and important point are the FIIs. Now, FIIs are the major drivers as far as the stock markets are concerned. We have seen 65,000 crore rupees being pumped in after 20th of February till now. So this shows that FIIs and DIs are very much positive about the move of the stock markets because of the fact that Reserve Bank of India is likely to again cut the rate going forward. Because looking at the inflation and the growth scenario and the kind of the inflation numbers we have, Reserve Bank of India earlier also indicated that it might again go ahead with a rate cut because it has an accommodative stance in that context. So looking at this picture, it is very much expected that Reserve Bank of India in its upcoming monetary policy will again go ahead with rate cut. So looking at these four factors, the stock markets witnessed a decent rally, and we are on a record high as of now. Although it's a truncated week, there will be holiday today and of course day after tomorrow as well. But yes, the stock market is at all-time high because of all these four factors, Anil.
Okay, quick word on, what are the sectors that are driving this rally, and what are the sectors that one needs to be cautious about? We're purely going by sectors.
Well, looking at all the rate-sensitive sectors, Anil, talking about the banking, the auto and the realty sector, all these stocks are primarily giving a decent result as of now. Looking at the fact that Reserve Bank of India might go ahead with a rate cut, so the banking sector primarily will be having a lion's share if in case this rally is going forward. Talking about the cautious, there are a couple of sectors because the way the rupee to dollar equation is going in favor of a rupee, that means dollar is losing its strength. IT might have some kind of pressure going forward, and second important part is cement sector. Cement again is having some kind of constraints in its sector. It is expecting the GST might cut the 28% tax slab on cement sector. So cement might face some kind of pressure going forward. But yes, looking at all the other sectors, we saw a healthy kind of returns provided by sectors. But yes, one needs to be stock specific rather than sector going forward. So that's a complete idea. But yes, the banking will be leading the rally going forward as far as the stock markets are concerned.
Okay, one quick word on, while people were sleeping when we just got up, how's been, the world market, how is the world market, performed in the night gone by?
Well, if you look at the global markets, the Asian markets today have posted decent result. Now, as far as the US markets are concerned, the employment data is improving over there. The Federal Reserve in USA has again given a clear indication that they will not be increasing the rate, they will not be touching the interest rate in the USA over there. So at that point in time, the markets in USA have taken a sigh of relief over there, and US market is also performing very well. So in that context, the US market, the Asian markets today have opened very well over here, and this will be giving cue for the Indian stock markets tomorrow.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning with those inputs there on the stock markets. Well, moving ahead now to international stories. Massive thunderstorms slashed several parts of Pakistan, including Punjab and Sindh province, killing at least 39 people and injuring 135 others. Heavy rain and storm caused by a westerly wave uprooted electricity poles and trees in different parts of the country and also damaged properties. As many as 80 houses were also destroyed as flash floods and thunderstorms lashed the country. Pakistan and India on Tuesday held a technical meeting to discuss the modalities for the corridor linking Gurdwara Darbar Sahib in Kartarpur to Dera Baba Nanak Shrine in Gurdaspur district in Punjab. The technical experts and Foreign Office officials from both sides participated in the talks held in Kartarpur. In a major initiative last November, both India and Pakistan agreed to set up the Kartarpur corridor to link the historic Gurudwara Darbar Sahib, the final resting place of Sikh faith founder Guru Nanak Dev, to Dera Baba Nanak in Gurdaspur. Kartarpur Sahib is located in Pakistan's Narowal district across the river Ravi, about 4 kilometers from the Dera Baba Nanak Shrine. French President Emmanuel Macron pledged on Tuesday that France would rebuild the fire-devastated Notre Dame Paris Cathedral, saying he hopes the works would be done in 5 years and the French people would pull together to repair their national symbol. Macron devoted a brief primetime televised address to the catastrophic place in the heart of the capital, again postponing planned remarks on his response to months of anti-government protests.
We are a people of builders. We have so much to rebuild. So yes, we will rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral even more beautifully. And I want this to be done within 5 years. We can do it, and here again, we will mobilize.
Meanwhile, hundreds of people attended a vigil in Paris to pay tributes to the fire-ravaged Notre Dame. The cathedral's main sphere collapsed on Monday as flames destroyed the majority of the roof, but the bell towers were still standing. Many valuable artworks were also saved after more than 400 firemen worked to contain the blaze, finally quelling it in 14 hours after it began. Voting in Indonesia's presidential and parliamentary polls is currently underway. More than 192 million Indonesians are eligible to vote in presidential and parliamentary elections, with 245,000 candidates vying for votes in what is described as the world's biggest single-day election. President Joko Widodo, a former furniture salesman who launched his political career as a small city mayor, is standing for re-election in a contest with ex-general Prabowo Subianto, whom he narrowly defeated in 2014. Egypt's parliament on Tuesday passed amendments to the constitution that would see President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi remain in power until 2030. The 596-member assembly overwhelmingly gave its initial approval in February, sending it to the Constitutional and Legislative Affairs Committee to finalize the wording before Tuesday's final vote. Of the 554 lawmakers who attended the session, 531 voted yes, 22 voted no, and 1 abstained. The national referendum is likely to take place before early May, when the Muslim holy month of Ramadan starts. In Venezuela, the Red Cross volunteers distributed the first shipment of badly needed emergency supplies on Tuesday. The aid is intended to alleviate the dire economic crisis in Venezuela. The delivery of the aid came after President Nicolas Maduro granted the Red Cross permission to deliver the aid. Maduro had blocked the previous efforts to deliver assistance and had denied the existence of a humanitarian crisis. The shipment included 24 tons of medical supplies and 14 power units to be distributed amongst 8 hospitals and 30 outpatient clinics. Venezuela has suffered more than 4 years of recession marked by shortages of basic necessities such as food and medicine. The United Nations says a quarter of its 30 million population is in urgent need of aid. Last week, Maduro and the International Committee of Red Cross came to an agreement to allow in humanitarian aid. In yet more upheaval for Algeria since the ousting of longtime leader Abdelaziz Bouteflika, the controversial head of the country's constitutional council quit on Tuesday, bowing to weeks of anger from protesters. Tayyip Belay's resignation was announced by the state television and comes as the council prepares to oversee a presidential election. The 70-year-old is one of the 3 B top figures targeted by demonstrators in mass rallies, which prompted the departure of Bouteflika this month. Prime Minister Nourdain Bedoui and Abdel Ader Ben Salah, who served as the upper house speaker until being appointed interim president after Bouteflika could have also faced calls to step down. On to sports, skipper Ravichandran Ashwin and opener KL Rahul played pivotal roles as Punjab produced a superb all-round performance to script a comfortable 12-run win over Rajasthan in the second leg of the IPL clash to bring their campaign back on track. Opener Rahul hit a 47-ball 52 while Ashwin smashed 17 of 4 balls in the last over and then took 2 crucial wickets as Punjab bounced back after successive losses in the last 2 matches to record their 5th win in this IPL. After this win, Punjab grabbed the 4th spot in the points table with 10 points to keep their playoff hopes alive. However, it was Rajasthan's 6th loss and they will now need to pull up their socks if they have to salvage any hopes of making it to the knockout stage. Meanwhile, for the first time in this year's edition of IPL, these 2 sides will be going head-to-head after producing plenty of classics over the last few years. Hyderabad and Chennai played 4 times last season and it was Mahendra Singh Dhoni's side who came out on top on all the 4 occasions, thereby having a brilliant record over the Hyderabad team. Leading the IPL points table 2019 initially, Hyderabad tumbled with a hat-trick of losses and are now at the 6th spot, just ahead of the struggling Rajasthan and Bangalore. Chennai, meanwhile, have been the only consistent team so far in IPL 2019 with 7 wins and 1 loss from their 8 matches and are table toppers. Manchester United's Champions League run ended in the quarterfinals as Lionel Messi inspired Barcelona to a crushing 3-0 victory in the second leg at Camp Nou. The Spanish club reached the semi-finals 4-0 on aggregate. United, trailing 0-1 from their first leg, started brightly but were then undone by the brilliance of Lionel Messi and a glaring mistake from goalkeeper David De Gea. Messi put the hosts ahead with a fine curling effort from 20 yards in the 16th minute, and 4 minutes later De Gea let a weaker shot from the edge of the area squirm under his body for the Argentinians' second. Felipe Coutinho added a third for Barca in the 61st minute, curling a stunning effort into the top corner from a distance. Barca now meet either Liverpool or Porto in the semi-finals, with the Reds taking a 2-0 lead into Wednesday's second leg. Dutch giants Ajax, meanwhile, defied the odds to knock Juventus out of the Champions League at the quarter-final stage. With a tie poised at 1-1 after the first leg in Holland, Ajax came from behind to beat 2-1 in Turin on Tuesday night. Juventus got off to a good start when Cristiano Ronaldo headed in from a corner inside the first half an hour. However, Ajax hit back swiftly when midfielder Donny van Beek finished calmly to score an away goal on 34 minutes. Matthias de Ligt put Ajax into a commanding position when he rose about 2 players to par in the header. Ajax will now play the winners of Wednesday's clash between English club Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspurs. Well, let us now take a look at the top stories from the national dailies published in the national capital. The first one that we're looking at is the Prime Minister today giving an exclusive interview to the Times of India. In an exclusive interview, the Prime Minister has spoken on various issues, and he's spoken about GST and demonetization as structural resets in an economy When changes of this magnitude occur, a temporary blip to growth is natural, is what he's indicated in this particular story. Our second look story is from the Hindu, and it's from the front page on after the SCA rap, the Election Commission waking up to understand its powers. The poll body has acted against communal speeches after the top court pulled it up and gave it 24 hours to act. The CJI here is referring to the action taken against Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Bahujan Samajwadi Party Supremo Mayawati, Samajwadi Party leaders Azam Khan and BJP leader Menka Gandhi. All four leaders were restrained from election campaigning from 48 to 72 hours. They are talking about tackling how to tackle hate speeches, 4 provisions under which that can be tackled. The Indian Penal Code 1860, Section 124A of the IPC, the Representation of the People Act 1951, the Cable Television Network Regulation Act 1995 and the Cinematograph Act 1952, 4 acts under which the hate speeches can be tackled by the Election Commission. Our third look, we always love to get into history books. This time we are looking at a 268-meter tall Kolkata building. This is India's tallest building now that we are looking at. Before this, it was the Imperial City that is in Mumbai, that was 256 meter. This particular building that's got 42 floors is in 42 Chaurangi Road in Kolkata, which has got 65 floors, is the tallest building in India. The height of this building is 268 meters. It all started way back in Mumbai, and now Kolkata takes that cake from Mumbai on being the tallest building in India with 268 meters. A final look at something that is turning to be a bit of a nightmare for parents and also for teenagers, the game of TikTok. The TikTok craze is slowly turning into a big time bomb for the city. The Chinese video app has turned fatal for attraction amongst the youth, and while 2 kids have lost their lives recently because this particular app has come under scrutiny because recently there was a boy losing his life there on the flyover, and that's not all. There were 2 kids that were showcasing the gun and one accidentally fired at the other. These apps are dangerous and kids need to be careful. Remember, it's peer pressure amongst the kids that are there at that small age. But one need to be careful because these apps should not be downloaded, or parents should be careful while children download these apps and play around it, showcasing their talents in front of their other friends. Well, moving ahead after the paper review, it's now time for the importance of the day. It's Mahavir Jayanti, the birth anniversary of the 24th and the last Jain Tirthankar, Lord Mahavir, is being celebrated across the country today. It is one of the most sacred days for Jain people. The followers of Lord Mahavir celebrate this festival by chanting prayers, offering prasad and participating in chariot processions. President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu have greeted the people on this occasion. Let's now take a look at the history, go down to history and take a look at all the important events that took place on this day in history.
On this day in 1964, Jerry Mock became the first woman to complete a solo airplane flight around the world. Her journey had begun on March 19 from Columbus, Ohio. In 1975, Bharat Ratna Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, an Indian philosopher and statesman who was the first Vice President and second President of India, passed away in Chennai. His birth anniversary is celebrated as Teachers' Day. In 1982, Canada adopted a new constitution to replace the 1867 British North America Act. It enshrined special rights for Indigenous people. Perry Trudeau added a Charter of Rights and Freedoms to Canada's constitution. Quebec did not sign the 1982 constitution. In 1986, Netherlands and Sicily declared peace to improve the war situation and restore peace. The situation of the war remained unchanged for 335 years due to the lack of peace treaty between the Netherlands and Sicily. During this situation of war in 1651, there was no incident of violence. That is why this war is considered the longest and most peaceful war of world history.
Well, after a jog down memory lane, let's come back to the present and look at the events listed for the day.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to address rallies in Maharashtra and Gujarat for Lok Sabha elections 2019. Congress President Rahul Gandhi will be visiting Wayanad, Kerala, where he will attend election campaign. Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena is scheduled to offer prayers at the famous hill shrine of Lord Venkateshwara at Tirumala near Tirupati. He will be accompanied by his wife Jayati Pushpakumari and other family members and Lankan officials. Indonesia is scheduled to hold presidential, parliamentary and regional elections. For the first time, presidential, parliamentary and regional elections are all taking place simultaneously. Mahavir Jayanti, one of the most important religious festivals for Jains, will be celebrated.
Well, World Hemophilia Day is being observed today with the theme Outreach and Identification to create awareness for hemophilia and other bleeding disorders. It is held annually on April 17, the date of the birthday of Frank Snambel, the founder of the World Federation of Hemophilia.
Hemophilia is an inherited bleeding disorder. Hemophilia presents as a disease in a male child. However, female child usually can be a hemophilia carrier.
17th April is observed as the World Hemophilia Day. Hemophilia is a hereditary genetic disorder in which there is a deficiency of a clotting protein called factor 8 or factor 9. The replacement of this deficient or missing factor is the most effective treatment available. The newer drugs with innovative mechanisms, the older drugs with better effective treatment, which can be given even once in a month, which can be given through a route which is more convenient as into the skin, and which can be widely bringing in greater benefits. And all this is culminating into the recent research coming out that gene therapy is effective.
Greater health concern is deep bleeding inside the body, especially in the knees, ankles and elbows. Internal bleeding can damage the organs and may be life-threatening.
All those contact sports where there is high impact should be avoided. There are some sports which are very good for them, things like swimming. They should also avoid taking those drugs which can affect the clotting mechanisms in the body. Simple things like blood thinners and the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs are not good for patients with hemophilia. The hemophilia patients should also avoid taking any intramuscular injections and should also avoid undergoing any procedures unless they have informed their doctor about the condition that they are suffering. They are better off with taking treatment on a replacement basis with the clotting factors rather than on an emergency on demand basis. Replacement therapy with clotting factors is the standard of care.
With an adequate quality of treatment products and proper care, person with hemophilia can live a normal healthy life. Kiran Bhardwaj, DD News.
So gene therapy is there offering some ray of hope for hemophilias. Well, moving ahead now to our good news segment. In our dose of good news today, we bring you this report of a 26-year-old engineer from Greater Noida who has devoted his life to save the earth in a small but very effective way. Take a look.
Meet 26-year-old engineer Ramveer Tawar, who gave up a lucrative job at an MNC to revive and clean the ponds in his hometown. In 5 years, he succeeded in cleaning 10. Tawar has also campaigned for water conservation as a means to deal with the water problems of the area.
लोग क्या करते हैं कि समरसेबल लगा लिया है, घर में बोरवेल लगा लिए, उनसे वो एक गिलास पानी की ज़रूरत होती है तो वो एक पूरा 1000 लीटर पानी निकाल देते हैं. अगर हम पूरा कॉस्टिंग जोड़ ले तो घर की इनकम पूरी 10,000 रुपये भी नहीं है महीने की और वो 1 लाख रुपए का पानी बर्बाद कर देते हैं.
His Jal Chowpals to create awareness of water conservation are now extremely popular. His efforts have even won over the authorities and they have chipped in many a time.
हम क्या गांव की एक चौपाल होती है उसी पे जाके हमने लोगों को अवेयर करना शुरू किया कि भाई सब अपने अपने पेरेंट्स को, भाई को सब बुला के लाइए, हम उनको अवेयर करेंगे, बताएंगे कि पानी की क्या कीमत होती है. तो पानी की कीमत हम अपने गांव से शुरू हुआ था, उद्देश्य कभी नहीं था कि ये दूसरे गांव में भी हम जाके जागरूक करेंगे। दूसरे गांवों में भी ये जल चौपाल फैल रही थी, हम एक दूसरे के गांव में जा रहे थे, तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को भी पता चला, उन्होंने भी फिर इसमें काफ़ी हमारा सपोर्ट किया।
Ramvi not just encourages and provides support and creates awareness to clean water bodies, he even works to enable pisciculture among farmers here, creating awareness and educating Gram Pradhans. We salute such brave hearts who think more for their fellow men and the world we live in than for themselves. It is such as they who definitely make the world a better place. Good News India, DD News.
Well, after that positive report to conserve water, it's now time to take a look at the weather in your city. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Breakfast News. But before we wind up, we take you to Alaska in United States, where competitors attempted to ski down a mountain, then cross a 90-foot pond to win the Slush Cup. Take a look, enjoy, have a safe and wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.